What is up, everyone? I'm coming on here for a couple of plays for today. A lot to go over in today's video. The last video that I posted was on July 4th, so I guess in hindsight just 2 days ago, but it feels like a lot has happened because every day is different. Every day really a lot happens in the sports betting world and in my VIP where I send all my plays, of course, right? So on July 4th, the morning of July 4th, I did talk about all of these entries cashing, right? So we had an incredible weekend. Hopefully everyone had a very good July 4th weekend. I ended up taking off yesterday and not making a video just because, again, I was at the lake, I was with some family, very crowded house. It was a great weekend where a lot of memories were made and stuff, and I hope hopefully everyone had a very good July 4th, a safe July 4th, and everyone celebrated the birth of America, I guess, right, for the 250th birthday of America there. So this was the plays that I showed you guys on July 4th, right? Cash this one. This one is right here on this channel, right? I believe I gave this one out either on Wednesday or Thursday. I talked about Messi going under. And again, I want to recall back when I get into today's play about Messi going under, right? So Messi under, again, I got a lot of not flack for it because I got a lot of really good comments about it, I guess I'll say, right? A lot of well thought out comments, a lot of comments that were like, what Messi actually comes back, he plays defense a little bit, he plays midfield, he does all these things. And guys, I understand, I agree with you. I know what Messi does. I've watched all of these games. I've watched Messi for 20 years pretty much, okay? I understand what Messi does. I know how he plays on Argentina. He plays differently on Argentina than he does for Barcelona back in the day or for PSG or for Inter Miami, guys. He plays pure striker. This game goes 120 minutes, goes fully into extra time, and he only gets 43 passes. This was an amazing call. Very happy about it. Cashed it right here on this channel. I talked about it right here on this channel. I believe Messi was the thumbnail, so you guys can go back and even watch that video. Another great play here. This was a 5X, and then right here was an 8X that we hit on the 4th of July. And then going to the 5th of July, we cashed this one right here with League of Legends and with World Cup correlation. France versus Paraguay, which was a game that I believe this happened on the 4th of July. The day of the afternoon of the 4th of July. But France versus Paraguay, guys, I'm pretty sure France possessed the ball 80% of the game. So again, if you guys don't know what we do here, if a team has a lot of possession, they're going to go over their pass attempts. If a team does not have a lot of possession, they're going to go under their pass attempts, right? So we're going to get into this when we get into the England-Mexico game because I do want to dive into this game. But again, Paraguay-France, Paraguay possessed the ball not a lot, so they go under together. League of Legends, very similar concept. Valorant, very similar concept. The only thing about this is there are video games that happen over the internet, but it's the same concept, guys. If you do well in a video game, you're going to get a lot of kills. If you don't do very well in a video game, you're not going to get a lot of kills, right? So I'm sure everyone's played a video game at some point in their life, right? Whether it's, a game from way back in the day or it's a current game, whatever it is, if you're doing very well in the game, you're going to get a lot of points, a lot of stats, a lot of, you're going to hit the high score or whatever it is. If you're not doing well in a video game, you're not going to do that. You're going to do very bad and, you underperform pretty much. It's the same thing, right? It doesn't matter whether we're betting on, I guess, real life sports like soccer and football, where players, they interact on the same team. If that team is doing well, you're going to go over. If the team is doing poorly, you're going to go under, right? It's the same thing in League of Legends, Valorant, same thing, World Cup and soccer, same thing, football, same thing, right? Beautiful 8.75x that we just cashed this morning at 6 a.m. England versus Mexico. Took the England guys to go under. I've taken these England guys to go under every single game of the tournament, and they have literally hit every single game of the tournament, okay? Jude Bellingham is normally who I took. I did not take Jude. I actually don't know what he did. I don't know if he went over or under. He played a phenomenal game. I cannot lie. But his line was too low. His line was in the high 30s to low 40s. And a lot of times I was taking him in the mid 50s, okay? But I do want to go into this game, right? England versus Mexico. And if you guys watched this game, it was an incredible game. And I feel like I've said this so many times throughout the World Cup where I watch these games and I'm like, this might be the best soccer game I've ever watched in my life. And I felt that last night. Mexico completely dominated possession. They dominated shots, but England found a way to win the game. And again, possession, England 34%, Mexico 66%. Mexico ends up losing this game because England found a way to win. England also gets a red card. So the last 20 minutes of the game, I kid you not, Mexico probably had 90 to 95% possession in this game, and that is not an understatement. They possessed the ball so much. They kept flicking the ball in, getting a shot, flicking the ball and getting a shot. England's defense came through. They end up winning the game. Congrats to England for advancing. But this is the main thing we only care about, right? We care about possession. Mexico, 66% possession. England, 34% possession. So the England guys, they only had the ball 34% of the time. They go way under their line here. Now you'll see that the Mexico player that I took under, he goes way over. Now you'll see that Montez actually goes under, and the reason why he goes under is because he comes out at halftime. He comes out after halftime. So literally, he had 39 passes at halftime. And I don't know if I can show this, but if I'm going to be able to show this, but here's the Montez guy. And yeah, you'll see right here, he gets subbed out at the 45th minute, which is obviously halftime. So he only plays half of the game, and he's still pretty much goes under, or still pretty much goes over at 39 right there, right? So we also catch this one here. I don't really want to get into that too much. I'm trying to think of some other stuff. So this Brazil and Norway game, this is another really good example of correlation, of course. It's probably the last thing I'm going to show, guys, because, again, I can't show everything. There's just too much to go over, right? This was a near miss. You know, I don't even know what this is, guys. I'm going to be honest, but here's one with football, right? So I take this guy under, take this guy over. They're on the same team, so you have one receiver and the other receiver. Normally, one receiver on the team is going to have more receiving yards than the other receiver, right? If you think about CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens, normally, if CeeDee Lamb goes off and has a really good game, George Pickens is not. If George Pickens has a really good game and goes off, CeeDee Lamb's not going to go off because they cannibalize each other, okay? I have some videos on this channel talking about that. But Brazil, Norway, very similar stuff, guys. We took Brazil guys to go under. This does hit, but this doesn't hit in Counter-Strike. And then my play of the day on the 4th of July was Kyle Schwarber to go over. He does go ahead and hit very easily. And then Norway, I took the guys under. Obviously, that was a bad call. I should have took them over. If we look here, very similar to the England game, Brazil only has 34% possession, and Norway has 66% possession, okay? So the Norway players go way over because they just possess the ball so much, and the Brazil players go way under because they did not possess the ball very much, okay? So again, because Brazil only had 33% possession, they go under. Because Norway had 66% possession, they go over, okay? Hopefully you guys understand. That's probably all I'm going to get to going over here. We do have this setup, and we have this setup as well. That this game literally just finished like 5 minutes ago. But a great setup here. Spain, Portugal. I am taking Spain guys over, Portugal guys under. I'm going for Spain. Spain's actually probably my team of the tournament. I want Spain to win. I put like $500-$600 on Spain to win the tournament on Kalshi and Polymarket. So if you don't have Kalshi, you can use code DETECTIVE. I'll get into that. But with Spain, if they do win this game against Portugal, they're either going to face the U.S. or Belgium in the round of 8. And they're way better than both of those teams. I got to be honest. They're better than the U.S. by far. They're better than Belgium by far. And if they do beat Portugal here today, they should beat the U.S. or Belgium, and they will instantly be in the top 4. And at that moment, I'm going to cash out my Spain position because they should be up to like 30% chance of winning the World Cup, and I got them at 10% of winning the World Cup. I shouldn't have to say it, guys, but we are well up to all-time highs now. We're up 162 units in 2026 on PrizePicks and Underdog. We are destroying PrizePicks right now, cashing a 4-man every single day. We've had a great weekend. Literally every day of the weekend, we cashed a 4-man. As I said, on the 4th of July, I ran a 4th of July promo where you could get the price of, you could get 2 months for the price of 1 month of the VIP. Had a lot of you guys lock that in. A lot of you guys were already on my World Cup pass or my, the $38 a month that I ran a couple of months ago here. And you guys crushed it. You guys killed it. You guys got into that promo for the 2 months of the VIP for the price of 1. And what's funny about that is this pick right here was I announced that promo, and the next pick that I send out was this right here, okay? So everyone who got in that promo was instantly greeted with this entry sent out, and then you should have hit this entry and taken it. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure, have already paid off the 2-month pass with just one hit alone, with just this play, right? So again, you guys bought the pass, then the next play I sent out was this pass here. So a lot of you guys have probably already paid off the pass. As long as maybe you put like $10 on this, you would have won like $87.50, and you guys would have already paid off that pass. Actually, maybe even doubled paid off that pass right there, which is really funny. So again, guys, I'm telling you, we're going to reach all-time highs. I've been saying this for the past months, many months, right? The past 2.5 years looks like this. We're up more than 1,000 units, guys. Again, I'm telling you guys, the reason why I come on and say that we're going to hit new all-time highs, we're going to win long-term, is because I've been doing this for like 1,000 days, okay? I have 1,000 videos on this channel explaining what I do. I know what works and what doesn't work on PrizePicks. I know how to make money on PrizePicks, and I've had thousands of people come through the VIP, be able to make thousands of dollars on the VIP, and be able to win long-term, right? Here's actually a comment highlighted from about, I think this was maybe like 4 or 5 days ago now, but he said, I have made over $2,000 the last week with your picks. Appreciate you. Okay, so if something does not prove that what I'm doing working, I don't know what does, right? This is an amazing comment, and very, very happy that people are making that much money on the VIP. I mean, I can't even tell you how much that just makes me happy, right? So let's get into the first pick of the day. This is going to be the pick on BETR today, and we're going to take BELGIUM, and we're going to take him over 2.5 shots attempted. So a very controversial call to reverse his red card. I don't really know how I feel about it, but you know, I'll take it, right? He plays for the U.S. and he gets his red card reversed, but we're going to take him very simply because he is discounted. Okay, his line's normally 3 and he's discounted down to 2.5. Not the best discount I've ever seen in my life, I'll be honest, but we will go ahead and take him over. There are 4 discounts today on BETR. Okay, there's a UFC one, there's a Spain-Portugal one, and then there is, I think, a WNBA one, and then this one right here in soccer for the US game. Okay, 4 discounts on BETR, guys. It's very simple. I just talked about PrizePicks for about 7 minutes or something. With BETR and Sleeper, all you do is you take the discounts every day, and you can make $300 to $400 a month with the discounts with BETR and with Sleeper combined. So go ahead and do that. Very simple money to be made. And then we're going to go ahead and take pays to go under 18 kills in maps 1 through 3. With BETR, guys, you can sign up for BETR. You get a free $10 and you get $200 on your first deposit. Okay, so if you want to deposit $200, you'll get a free $200. So you'll start with $400. If you want to deposit $50, you'll get another free $50 on top of that. So you'll start with $100. I recommend at least putting in probably $50 because again, we use this app, right? If you want to sign up for Kalshi, you can get 1 month of the VIP. Text me Kalshi to this number right here on the screen. I would personally recommend before today's game starts to put some money on Spain to win the World Cup. And again, I'm going to be pulling that money out when they do go ahead and get in the top 4, hopefully. Okay. With ONYX odds, guys, I did just get told that they are still running this promo, which is a free $200. Okay, so I just told you guys you can get a free deposit match on BETR. You can get Kalshi, you get a free $10, and then with ONYX odds, you literally get a free $200 with just a $10 deposit, which is absolutely insane. It really doesn't get any better than this. You get a free $200, right? Text me ONYX to get 1 month free of the VIP. You guys can also sign up for an app like NOVIG for just $1, get into the VIP, and an app like Sleeper as well. Get into the VIP for 2 months, and you'll get a free $20 deposit, okay? So hopefully you guys know there's a ton of ways to get into the VIP. It's not just buying something like the World Cup Pass for $35, but if you do want to do that, go ahead and be my guest, okay? So let's get into today's pick of the day, all right? Now, this is going to be a controversial one because we do have 2 USA players, and we are taking them under, okay? Now, I get it, guys. Everyone's going to be asking me the USA play of the day, how I think the US is going to do. I got to be honest, I do not know. I don't know how this game's going to turn out. I don't know if the game could go into overtime. I don't know if Belgium's going to look way better. I don't know if the US is going to look better. Both of these teams are very confusing. Sometimes Belgium looks like one of the best teams in the world. The USA this tournament has looked very, very good. And you can argue, hey, they beat Paraguay by 4, and Paraguay beat Germany, and Paraguay came within 1 goal of France, and they beat them 4-1 or whatever they did, right? You could argue all this stuff. At the end of the day, it's got to be said, I do think these USA players, their lines are simply too high, okay? I know, I'm going to go for the US. Obviously, I'm born in America, and I'm going for America to win this game. But it's got to be said, guys, you have to take your biases out of this stuff, okay? It's like I say every day, to not be emotional, to think professionally. Just because I'm a fan of the U.S. and just because I want the U.S. to win does not mean that I do not think that these lines are too high. These lines are simply too high against Belgium. Belgium is a very good team. It is by far the best team that the U.S. is going to play so far this entire tournament. And these lines are simply too high for the U.S. It is what it is, right? If you want to go ahead and take these guys overs, be my guest. You can do whatever you want. It's your money at the end of the day. But it's got to be said, and hopefully you guys can respect this, that I bet with no biases, okay? If I'm a fan, like, for example, my college team is Texas, University of Texas. My NFL team is the Packers, right? I don't think I've ever mentioned the Packers in one video, right? I will gladly take the Packers guys to go under. I'll gladly take the Packers guy to go over some games because that is what I'm seeing in the statistics and stuff, or these lines. Maybe Jordan Love's line's too high or too low or whatever it is. Guys, these guys' lines are just simply too high. Now, at the end of the day, does that not mean that the U.S. can win the game? The U.S. could easily still win this game with a lower amount of possession. We literally saw it with England, right? England only had 33% possession yesterday, and they still end up winning the game. Now, I think that this game is going to be 50-50, or USA is going to have slightly less possession than Belgium, okay? So I do think the US is going to struggle possession-wise. I think it's going to be an extremely close game, and these lines are too high for Chris Richards and Alex Freeman. So with Chris Richards, he plays right here. With Freeman, he plays right here. Again, with a left back like Freeman is, 59.5 pass attempts, way too high, guys. Okay, it's way too high. Again, my goal of this channel is to make you guys money long-term. It's to provide you guys with the best plays that have the highest hit rate possible in a correlated manner. And I simply think these guys' lines are too high, and I'm going to take these guys' lines under, okay? So I'm going to be rooting for the U.S., obviously. Hopefully they can score and maybe just park the bus and not get that much possession in tonight's game. But, you know, again, we're going to have to see how this game goes. Could these guys go over? Could this game go into overtime and these guys get like 100 passes? Of course, guys, it's sports at the end of the day. These guys could, you know, outperform what I'm saying here, but these lines are too high, and that is what I'm going with here. And then we're going to take Freddie Freeman to go over 5.5 hitter fantasy score in this Dodgers game. Very, very simple stuff, guys. He has been kind of up and down. You'll see the last 4 games that he played against the Padres, he actually only hit 1 out of the 4 games in the series. So I don't really like that about that because he's not really hot right now. But what I do like is now he is coming to Colorado, and he is facing, actually, I think this is in Dodger Stadium. It doesn't really matter what stadium it's in, but he is facing Colorado, and against Colorado the entire year, he has hit this line every single time they have played, okay? This game over here on the 7th of March was actually in the preseason, so it doesn't count. Right here, every single game against Colorado this season, he has hit and soared over, okay? So now they're facing Colorado again. I think Freeman's going to be able to find his edge again and be able to hit very well against Colorado once again, okay? So these are the picks for the day, guys. Go ahead and take Freeman over 5.5. I love him at 5.5 and at 6, and I'm taking both USA guys to go under. Now, I might get this comment also, hey, what about Kevin De Bruyne, right? We've taken Kevin De Bruyne and Doku under a lot. Doku looks like he's not playing. Kevin De Bruyne's line is now in like 37 or something like that, okay? So there are games where we're going to take Kevin De Bruyne under 56.5 and stuff like that, okay? 56.5 is a much different bet than 37.5, okay? So I don't know. I don't really like Kevin De Bruyne anymore, right? Because, again, he's still probably going to get taken out at the 75th minute, but 38.5 or 38 passes is something that he could definitely get in that 75 minutes. It's the same thing with Messi. We took Messi under like 55 and 58 passes the other day. Now his line's at 40, okay? So his line is a lot more attractive at something like 55 than it is at 40. It's a lot harder to take something and a lot harder to be confident in something when it's at, you know, much lower of a line than it was even 2 or 3 days ago, okay? So if I'm asked about that, that's my stance on that. I might end up taking them in the VIP. You'll just have to see. Overall, guys, let's have another great day. We absolutely crushed it this weekend. We are literally, when I say we're at all-time highs, you have to understand what that means is that in the entire history of this channel, over the past 1,000 videos, this moment right now, you guys can take a moment, this moment right now is the highest peak we have ever been at. We are at the highest of highs that we've ever been at this very moment in time, and we're going to continue doing that over and over again over a long enough time period, okay? Today, we could have a bad day. Tomorrow, we could have a bad day. We could have a 20-unit losing week this next week, right? Monday through Friday. We could go down 20 units. Guys, we're going to brush that off our shoulders. It doesn't matter at all. What I do know, what I'm positive about, I can guarantee it, is it's going to look like this probably, but we are going to go ahead and rise up over and over and over again. And my goal this year is to go up 500 units this entire year. Who else on YouTube or out there has a goal of going up 500 units? And I said this all the way back in January that I was going to go up 500 units this year. By the start of football season, if we could be up and have this number at about 200 to 250, we'll be in really good shape for the rest of football season to go up 300-ish units because football season is just that big of a deal. We should easily be able to hit 250 to 300 units in just football season alone. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you guys. Leave a like and comment on this video, especially if you've been cashing these 4-man every single day that I've been sending out. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video.